And then the last one is more fun. Or I don't know, is it? So, whoops. I hacked on this on Wednesday or Thursday or something. So on basically on a connections page, I don't know what to call this, but trying to add this idea of like allowing a connection to use another connection. And so this is, I've learned to not try to make UI at all and just make cries for help, and Jared or Sarah will come in and actually do it. So here's my UI for adding a connection environment. But so I go in, I say, oh, let me add this other Postgres connection as an environment for this connection, and delete it if I want. But I don't want to. Instead, I want to go, gosh, which one even was I keep that one. So now, because I've done that, I'm in a branch. Uh, I get this switcher. So let's say this is my default connection. I have this count. This is how many people are in my users table in this connection. So I switch it. Ideally, it would rerun the query but if I reload the page, now it's using this other connection.
Ooh.
And if I go to the model, you can see like it's swapped out the entire, it's literally like rebased the connection, including like the schema model. So like it's giving me this error about this table not being there because it's really like the default. It's a whole different schema backing it. So that's not merged. You saw that UI, but it actually like kind of works. So and I think it's useful. So I'm gonna probably try to push it in.
At the risk of, give a mouse a cookie. Does that mean that people will be able to start parameterizing this potentially in the model too?
It in the yeah, not immediately, but
yeah,
it would basically be like so here you would go like you add these allowed connections, and then you would click another thing that's like add user attribute as parameterization. And then there's a little bit of work to do to figure out exactly the right injection point to be like,
yep.
Because we don't want to go then chasing that down through the system. So I've been thinking about it. Hopefully there's a point where we get like one place where we can say, okay, this is the place where you switch. And then, because it works really well with these branches, because we can use the exact same proven lifecycle that the DBT environments use, where you basically literally change the branch model to say like, I have this new special thing. So the parameterized by user attribute would have to work a little differently, be a little more, but there's got to be a way.
And are you adding the connections one by one? Like what I'm thinking about is like, if there's a schema and there's one per customer, for example, am I going to have to add each one incrementally, or like what's your sort of thought there?
That one, the schema per customer, right, is already done.
Yeah, sorry, it would really be like I'm going like one.
You'll have to do it explicitly, and that's obviously different than how Looker does it, which has its pluses and minuses, right? Like the explicit can be good, right? Because you can actually see like these are actually like each of these is a distinct connection, and I can test it, right? Versus like there are these parameterizations that kind of combine in mysterious ways, and I have to be sure that I know what I'm doing.
If you hooked it up to an API, then you could sort of make it automatic based on some logic. So that actually doesn't really matter, I think.
That's it.
Love that you started off, Stephen, with proving that you were doing your job, and then 4 demos later.
Well, that one was no one asked me to do that connection thing, and then Ariel on Thursday was like, "How about the SQL stuff?" I was like, "Oh."